Hi, Aries. Well, all right. Your time has arrived. You know, those moments that you live for when the speed and the opportunities and your personal energy level and everything comes together and it's just like go, 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 go. And you get to be as busy as you like to be and run as fast as you want to run. And the opportunities are there, the progress is there, the hard work is there. You know, those moments that you love. We're here. February starts off fast. So, because February is very planetary activity heavy, I'm going to be talking about your planets and where they are and what houses. It's not that complicated. I feel like if you guys listen to it for just a couple of months, you're going to pick it up. And, you know, in a couple of months, you'll be like, oh, did she say the lunar eclipse in my second house? Because I know exactly what that means. I don't know why I all think that you all sound like that. I don't. So I will be talking about what the planets are doing, especially because we start off the month with so much of it in your sign coming into Aries. So we'll try it out, right, as a format, because if you're only watching, I mean, and I'm not presuming that you're only watching this, but if you are only watching these videos, as a lot of people have reached out and told me, then I feel like you should be getting a little bit more just in terms of information, so you know what you're working with. So it's not just like, oh, well, Amber said, you know, okay, but Amber like does research and knows what's going on otherwise, and you know, is looking at the sky and stuff. So maybe if I bring you into that process and, you know, we can also talk about that together. You know, let's expand our knowledge and our horizons, right? So that deepens our conversation with each other for us all to learn more about this. So here we go. Venus, Mars, and Uranus on the 4th, all in Aries. What does that mean? I mean, it means exactly what you think it means. It means that everybody's into you, everybody wants to be around you, everybody wants to work with you. You're hitting your stride. Exactly like I said, now is the time, everything supports you, you're running to the top of the mountain, not much can stop you. It's really, really good, right? You know what the first card was that came out? Boom. It's really good. Everything is good. All the ways you've been feeling, all, you know, you guys do the most when you're in your feelings, all of that, don't worry about it, it's over. You get what you want, which is just to run as fast as you want. So there's one area where when you start doing really well in terms of, you know, career, creativity, deals, whatever, there's one area of your life where you're just going to be like, exit. And that area is, see both these cards of like, bye. That area of your life has to do with your friends and the people you spend the most time with. So, you know, when everything else starts to go really well and you're making moves and making money and things are working out, but like your friends don't match that, that can be really frustrating. Not because friendships should be materialistic and based on some sort of transactional, you know, they shouldn't be of a transactional nature, but I'll put it to you in the words of Bob Proctor, who, you know, is a genius, dealing with the subconscious mind and knowing so much about it and making it so simple for people to understand. So he says that if you have 5 friends who are broke, you will end up the 6th, you will end up broke. And if you have 5 friends who are millionaires, you will inevitably end up a millionaire. So what he's saying basically is that you are not only, as it says, I think in the Bible, judged by the company you keep, but you're also defined by it. Your life situation is defined by it. So Aries figures this out in February because you're like, okay, things are going super well. Yeah, I'm moving. You know, it's all good. But like, what's going on with these people around me? I mean, no judgment, but like I said, it's all about movement. Moving away from people and moving forward to other things, right? Both types of movement are here, supported by the sun. I'll show you all these cards in a second. We only have 3 on the table, so let's talk a little bit more because there's a solar eclipse coming up as well. There's so much going on. So then after that, on the 8th, Mercury and the sun in your 8th house. So when you go through this process of feeling, it's not just that things will start to work out, you will feel like things are starting to work out, which is so much more important for you guys. Your momentum is truly defined by how you feel inside, right? How much passion you are able to let out at one time. And that has everything to do with your self-esteem, how you're feeling about yourself, your confidence. So because your confidence is super high, that's also why you're looking at your friends with a more discerning eye, and the company you keep, even your colleagues, whatever your relationships are with these people. Why are you bored with them? Why are you feeling so, like, I want this area of my life to match the speed I have in this area of my life. This, by comparison now, the slowness of this is coming into glaring relief, the boring aspect of this. So how do I change that? Well, what that leads to, by the time we get to the 8th, and this Mercury and Sun in your 8th house, what we're talking about then is just, what that kicks off is a process of you caring more about yourself. You looking more at just the things that maybe Aries doesn't feel like they have time for. Like, you're not necessarily the ones who are like getting your nails done every week, right? You can do your nails yourself or whatever. You need to like do other stuff. Not that you don't do that stuff, but it's like, it can be, self-care can be much more practical for an Aries than it would be, for example, I don't know, for a more like need to be perfectly feminine sign. Aries, associated when in female terms with Diana, right? The goddess of the hunt. So not necessarily, extremely feminine, right? But not necessarily frills. Okay? So a lot of times Aries may make the misjudgment that self-care is frills. And that's dangerous, because self-care is not frills, is not frilly. It's not enough just to do the basic minimum practical. You have to do more than that for yourself. You have to indulge yourself. And I think for an Aries, indulge has like a really pejorative connotation. And that's exactly what I'm trying to get to, is that you will have a new level of understanding kind of wash over you on the 8th, where you feel like you understand why it's important to take more time and more care with yourself, because you're really going through a rebirth of a psychological rebirth. Success is so good for you. Whenever you feel successful, you have this boldness of character where you can look at any aspect of your life and say, yes, I could fix that. No, the same person, if they're not doing well, the same Aries can be so sensitive if they're criticized. But if they're doing really well, they'll be like, they'll be very magnanimous. Like, you think that's wrong with me? Interesting. I'll look at that when I get around to it. So what we're doing, what we're coming out of, let me show you these cards. There's quite some on the table now. Let's look here. Okay. There you go. So, what are we looking at here? We're looking at a lot of good luck. There you are. Of course, sitting in your own reading, in your own card, on your own throne, with your rams. Of course, because this month is spectacular for you, right? I just want you to like take this card in. Like, it's just so funny to me. Look, it's all exactly the way you want it to be, right? And now, actually, I think no, it's not in your 8th house. I'm sorry, that's a mistake. It's not in your 8th house, but it still makes sense. So take it. because obviously that was a message you were supposed to get. I'm sorry that distracted me because I was like, wait, is it the eighth house? No, it's not. I was getting the date mixed up with the house. Sorry about that. We'll get used to the planetary, adding the planets along. So now, moving forward, we're looking at a lunar eclipse in your fifth house. So now that you're bored with your friends and you're realizing that you need to take better care of yourself and you've got all these things going really well, you're feeling that the only place that's stagnant is your friends and you really want to just cut that off and keep going with this emperor vibe and keep going through this transformation, right? And what is it that's holding you back? The lunar eclipse in the fifth house is going to let you know. What's holding you back? It's pretty obvious. It's the stuff the emotional baggage you're carrying. Whatever you're still holding on to, which I know it's not your way to do that. I know it's not your way to hold on to stuff, but there is some stuff that you're having a really hard time letting go of. And whatever that stuff is, the lunar eclipse is kind of going to bring that to the fore and make you deal with it and make you have all the feels about it, which is fine because, like I said, when you have momentum behind you and speed and you know exactly what's up and you know exactly who to cut the fat, and look at all this movement, right? Oh my God, 1 horse, 2 horse, 3 horse, she's moving. These guys all move. The only one not moving is the one next to the sword, and that's why he's got to go. It's like, okay, Aries knows exactly what they're doing this month, okay? So by the time you get to this huge amount of activity going on with the sun and the solar eclipse and Mercury in your 12th house, by the time we get to that place, it's going to be really important for you to find a place of stillness because you see all this movement. And I know that sounds weird to say because it's like, no, you just told me I can start running. You just told me I can start thinking of, new friends and new businesses and new this and get into something new. Yes, you can do all that, but I'm telling you that it's going to go so fast and you're going to have so much to do and you're going to be so excited that you might burn yourself out if you don't find a way to be still inside, at least, like the center of the storm. Everything can still be raging around you because it's going to, but if you can find a point of stillness in yourself in there somewhere while it's happening without thinking that makes you stand still, because this is like a fear for you guys, right? This is like your worst fear. It's been going on for months too, so I know you're ready to get rid of it, but I'm saying you're so ready to come running out of the gate that by the end of the month I think you're going to be exhausted. By the end of the month, the solar eclipse is going to be like, can you find a place to be chill in the midst of all this? I'll keep giving you more stuff, but if you can find a place to be still within the storm, then you get to have more stuff. So February for you is, yes, running out of the gate, but also now pace yourself because the race is long. It goes on all year. There's good stuff coming for the rest of the year. So you need to pace yourself. You don't want to burn out right at the beginning of the race. Okay? Tapping into your stillness, tapping into a sense of peace while you are running and racing and doing everything and succeeding and, cutting people out and meeting new people and new ideas and all of it. While you're doing all of that, I would say meditate, but also just find within your mind a place where you can go and have it be quiet for a minute and have it be still for a minute. So you have that kind of as a weapon against this. Okay? So Aries, that reading went by super, super fast. And I think it's always, going with the energy of what I'm getting. And like, it makes sense because you guys are moving super fast. So there it is. I will see you guys next month. I love you. Congrats. It looks really, really good. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it.